Look at these two. Good job. Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the lucky ferals. Good morning, Simba. Simba has decided he wants to sit in this reusable tote bag. What you doing there, Simba? It is 8:12 a.m. I just gave Hydrox some homemade raw food. It's the duck food that he likes so much. I gave him 3 scoops along with some water mixed in, and I put it in the heated kitty cafe. And it's rainy today. It's been raining overnight. Everything outside is wet. And Hydrox is now hanging out under the house. He was sitting outside of his shelter for a while, and now he's under the house. And I put his food under the feeding table so it does not get wet, because it is kind of still drizzling out a little bit. So, and this year, because of the weather, everything outside is turning green. Look at the white fence. This is just one section of the white fence. There's so much green on this fence, so once the weather warms up, everything has to be power washed this year. This is the food from the can. I normally put it into like a mixing pot. This is what it looks like dry, and now I'm going to add some water to it. And this is what it looks like wet after about 3 tablespoons of water have been mixed in. It's a smoother consistency, and I like to add water to the cat's food to make sure that they're getting enough water in their diet. Sometimes they don't drink as much water as they should. This is what the cats are getting for breakfast. It is one 5.5 ounce can that is split 4 ways. And I do add a handful of crunchies on top. And the crunchies are just some dry cat food that the cats like. Now, if we take a 5.5 ounce can and if we add, let's say, another ½ ounce of water to it, that's 6 ounces of food. That means each cat is getting 1.5 ounces. And 1.5 ounces is the size of half of a 3 ounce can. It's also the size of a perfect portion. So I got a really nasty comment yesterday from someone who was saying I was starving the cats by splitting a can 4 ways and feeding 4 cats from 1 can. So if you do the math, the cats are getting a perfect portion of food. And also, if you look at the cats, you can clearly see that none of the cats are starving. So Boo, Simba, and Stella are eating their food, and Splash is on the stairs, so I'm going to pick up his food. I'll give it to him on the stairs. He might run up the stairs, in which case he'll eat his food upstairs. So what's going on this morning is that there's more construction going on outside. They're setting up to start their work day, and Splash is kind of distracted by it. Okay, so he does not want to eat his food, so I'm going to pick it up, because if I don't pick it up, someone else is going to eat it. So what happens with this canned food is that it is stickier than the raw food. So cats have no problem eating the raw food off of like a paper plate because it doesn't really stick to the plate very much. But this food, canned food, sticks to the plate a lot more. So the cats end up moving their plates around. There's Stella right now. And then Simba was over there. Simba, it's the same food that's on your plate. Same exact food. You don't have to take Stella's. It's 11:50 a.m. Look at Simba. He's sleeping on top of the couch cushion. I put the little blanket there for the cats because they like to sit there and look out the window. And here's Stella. Stella loves to lay in the corner of the sofa like this. Here's Splash. Splash is on the bed. Splash says, "Where is everybody? Why is no one else hanging out on the bed with me?" Splash, everyone laid on the bed all night. Stella, Simba, and Boo slept on the bed last night. You were the only one that wasn't on it. Now you're on the bed. I woke up in the middle of the night and I had no idea that any cats were on the bed because when I went to bed, there were no cats on the bed. Then I woke up. I probably woke up around 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, and I could not believe my eyes. So On the right side of me was Stella and Simba. Like they were, Stella was like way down by my feet and Simba was more like my knees. And then on the left side of me, near my elbow, was Boo. And I was like, okay, because, you know, then you can't really move. They weren't actually laying on top of me, just like right next to me. And I was like, okay, I hope I could fall back asleep. But I did, so. But that's why Splash is on the bed now. Everyone was on the bed last night, Splash, and you didn't want to be on the bed. Now you want to be on the bed. How you doing, Splash? You're so cute. And here's Boo. Boo's laying on the cat condo. Hello, Boo. You look so comfortable. You don't have to get up. You stay there, okay? I'm just filming an update. You don't have to get up. You just hang out there. He likes to watch the birds. Wee. Wee, that's a big yawn. It's a big yawn. It's 12:34 p.m. and I was just in Boo's room getting ready to set up a live stream, and all of a sudden I heard Hydrox meowing, and I was like, he must have heard me because I was talking to Boo near the windows. And it looks like he wants something to eat because it stopped raining. It's been a pretty rotten morning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up a can of food for Hydrox. And I'm gonna give him some food. And there's Hydrox eating some food. I just gave him a can of the Trader Joe's turkey and giblets with warm water mixed in. And I put some herbs in it. So he went straight over to eat it, which is good. And Hydrox is funny. It's like he either has no interest in food for a while, and then he's just so demanding. Like, you heard him meowing. He has the most demanding meows. Simba, who's snoring? Simba, were you snoring? Were you snoring, Simba? Were you having a dream? It's 10:09 p.m. and you just missed it. Splash just ate a sardine out of my hand. First time ever. Good job, Splash. So it ends up that Splash likes the sardines as much as Simba does. Now, Stella would not eat it, and Boo would not eat it. The two of them don't like these dried sardines. Simba loves them. Simba has some every afternoon. And Splash likes them too. I had no idea that Splash liked them. Simba says he wants one. Okay, Simba. Splashy, you want another one? Come here, Splash. I'm sorry if that was not in focus. That's the third one he ate. Here, you want another one? Yeah. Good job, Splash. Here's another one. All right, Simba, you want it? Okay. Simba, Splash, you want one? Splash. These are the Olive Sardine I Was Hungry sardines. And yes, there actually is a difference between dried sardines and different types of dried sardines and dried minnows and stuff. And Boo likes some of them. He doesn't like other ones. Simba pretty much likes them all, though. Look at these two. Good job. There you go. Another one. Splash, you want one? Okay, there you go. Good job. Good job. I'm so proud of you, Splash. Good job. You're gonna have dinner in their automatic feeder, and I should be back later, Simba, okay? Yeah, so you guys will have a nice, relaxing day. Okay? Alright. Be good, Simba, and remember, you're in charge of the pugs, okay? It's 8 a.m. right now, and I put the Lucky Ferals on the large screen TV for the cats. I have to be out of here super early today, and I'm going to be gone most of the day, and there's going to be a whole lot of construction going on outside on the road, so that's why I put the videos on for the cats, because I feel like it keeps them calm. They all had breakfast out of their automatic feeders today, and now they're having some crunchies out of their automatic feeders because crunchies keep them calm. They like to sleep after they eat crunchies, so hopefully it will be a good day and they won't be too freaked out by all the noise. It's 11:30 p.m. and there's construction going on outside. It's been going on since 8 a.m. this morning. They have the road completely torn up. And I hope they finish it before tomorrow morning, because today was just a total mess. So today was super, super windy outside. And Hydrox spent most of the day in his shelter, which is good. And the inside cats, they've just been freaked out by all this construction noise. So even now, it's like I don't know how I'm gonna get any sleep between all the lighting that's going on. There's so many lights outside, and then all this noise. They have a whole bunch of generators running and trucks running. So yeah, that's the deal. I don't think I really filmed much of anything today. So that's the update. Let's hope they just fill up these holes in the road, and then they're done. Good morning, Boo. It is 8:38 a.m. and the construction outside went on until probably like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, it was just all night. Like, I was really surprised when I woke up this morning that it was done, because it was just so much noise all night. And I was so exhausted because I worked a 12-hour day yesterday. I was in the office for 12 straight hours. And then I ran a few errands on the way home, and then I had to deal with that. So the cats were all nerved up, like they're all nervous, and they're so happy today. Boo is so happy today because everything is peaceful and calm again. And Boo has a few eye boogers, but that's okay. And cats, let's talk about keeping a cat in a house. Like, cats love being in a nice, warm, comfortable house. They absolutely love it. Cats love being at home. They love it. And as proof, we can look at Hydrox. So Hydrox is a feral cat. He's lived his entire life as a feral cat. And very recently, he got his own heated feral cat shelter that was just for him. So the custom-built feral cat shelter that's under the house, that was originally built for Stella, Splash, and Simba when they were living outside. But Hydrox used it. He used it last year. And this year, I added a new shelter, which is the shelter that is seen on the live stream. And that one is specifically for Hydrox because he loves that part of the yard. And, you know, I thought it would be nice for him to have another option. So he has been in that shelter the majority of like every day since the shelter's been out there. So Hydrox has the option to be anywhere he wants to be. He can be traveling, he can be wandering, he can be off having adventures, but he doesn't want to do that. Like, nobody is forcing Hydrox to do a thing. And all he wants to do is sit in his little house and sleep in his little house and be warm and comfortable in his little house. So that is proof positive that cats love being inside houses. Cats love being inside cats. Every now and then I get a comment from someone saying that, oh, you should let the cats outside. It's cruel to not let them go outside. And I don't think so at all. Knowing how much these cats love being inside and how much they appreciate being inside, they remember living outside and they remember how tough it was. They remember being out in the elements, in the rain, in the snow, in the thunderstorms, in the extreme heat, in the extreme cold. I know Boo, especially since he spent more time outside than any of the other cats, I know he is super appreciative to not have to be out and deal with the weather and the elements. And there's not much freedom for a feral cat. They spend the majority of their day finding food. And once they have a good source of food, they tend to stick around it. And that's one of the reasons why there's cats around here, because there is a large wooded area. Like, there's the woods nearby, and there's a lot of wildlife in the woods. And it provides a natural diet for cats, whether it's mice, birds, chipmunks, rodents, like whatever, bugs. There's a ton of bugs. And that's why the cats like to hang around. And if we think about it, I mean, I don't know any cats that live a life of travel and wandering. Think about it. If you're a cat, you're living in nature, you can go anywhere you want to go. You can just be like, okay, I'm taking a hike and I'm just going to keep traveling. And they don't do that. They all have like a home base. They all want to find a tribe or a community and live with other cats, or just live someplace that they find comfortable, which has a good source of water and a good source of food. Another reason why there's a lot of cats around here is because in the woods there is a source of natural water. And that's why there's all kinds of wildlife around here also, because there's natural water and there's natural food. So it does attract a lot of raccoons and possums and skunks and geese and all kinds of animals, right, Bo? So I just thought we'd talk about that. I know some people, sometimes people feel guilty for leaving cats in a small apartment, but as long as the cat has plenty of playtime, and as long as the cat has something vertical to climb, I find that the cats really love a nice tall cat tower, for example, then they're fine. Cats love being inside. They just love it. Now, also, when these cats first came inside, there was an adjustment period. Not for Boo. Boo loved being inside from the first day he was inside. So Boo came inside. So Boo was living outside until he had an injury to his leg and he had a fever. And I noticed that he wasn't like acting right, and it was because of the fever. So I picked him up because I had worked on training him. I picked him up by the back of his neck. I did a scruff carry, stuck him in a carrier, and I brought him to the vet. And when he got back from the vet, he went into his recovery room. And when he first came out of the carrier, he like ran to jump out a window, but the windows were shut. So he like looked around the room, and then he like surveyed the situation, and he calmed down, most likely because I was there. And he had already fallen in love with me outside, and he wanted to be inside. He just didn't know how to get himself inside, and that was what brought him inside. So once he calmed down, he never ever wanted to go back outside. It was really kind of remarkable. He was so happy in his little room. He was so happy. And he was in there for about 60 days. I mean, sometimes during the time, I did let him out to wander the rest of the house. But whenever the other cats were upstairs, he had to be separated from them. And that was because the vet said to make sure he's not going to pass on any communicable diseases. That would be the best thing, just to make sure he did not have any kind of feline leukemia. It's better to sacrifice like an extra month isolated from the other cats than potentially spread disease among them. So that's what happened there. And as I've been petting Boo, this is what Stella has been doing. She has decided that she's going to use my knee as a pillow. Now with the other cats, out of all of them, Stella was the one that tried to get out the most. So there were several months where the cats would come in, eat some food, and then go back outside. Then they would come in, spend the night in a warm house, then they would go back outside. And it was like a gradual process where they were just spending more and more time inside, then they would go back out. And it got to a point where it was like November, December. Anytime it snowed, I would bring Stella, Splash, and Simba inside, and they would stay inside until it stopped snowing. So it would be like maybe like a 2-day, maybe they would spend like 2 days inside, then they would go back out. And that's how it went for like November and December. And then I came back from Christmas, and it was December 29th, and that's when I noticed Stella was in heat. She was acting strange for herself, and I recognized the symptoms. And that was when she became a full-time inside cat, because I wanted to keep her away from any of the other cats that could get her pregnant. And her heat lasted, I would say, about 5 days. And then I made an appointment to get her fixed, and her and Simba got fixed on the same day. So when Stella came inside, then Simba and Splash were still going in and out. But what happened was, when I had the appointment for Stella, Simba and Splash were inside at the same time. Stella was upstairs, Simba and Splash were downstairs. And I was able to get Simba into a carrier the same morning that I got Stella into a carrier. And I just brought them both to the vet, and the vet was kind enough to spay and neuter both of them on the same day. So that was great. But what happened was, when I got back, I had to let Splash back outside because I needed to keep Stella and Simba calm while they were recuperating. So there was actually 2 days when Simba was inside and Splash was outside, and Splash was outside without Stella and Simba. That might have been a little bit hard for him, but at the same time, I think that could have been what really made him want to come inside, because he wanted to be with his family. Prior to that, Splash was always the hardest one to get inside. Once Stella and Simba were spayed and neutered, they never went back outside. They became full-time inside cats. And then Splash came in because he wanted to be with his family. So I think that's what really helped him become an inside cat also. And then a few weeks later, he went and he got neutered also. So that's the story about how they came inside. And what happened was, Stella was recovering from her spaying surgery, and she was fine for, I don't know, like a week maybe. And then what would happen is like around 5 o'clock in the morning, I would hear a big bang and I'd be like, what is going on? And Stella would fling herself at the back door and try to get out of the back door. I mean, the back door was shut and there's a big screen on it, and she would fling herself at the metal screen, and I'd be like, you're not going out. I'm like, don't even try it. You have to recover from your surgery. And, you know, she had that big area that was shaved on her belly. There's no way I was going to let her out in 0-degree weather with like all of that skin exposed. It was not happening. She had no options, so she had to basically deal with it. So there were a few more times where she would just get really restless at like 5 o'clock in the morning and want to go outside. And a few months ago, before she was spayed, if that happened, I would just let her back out. I'd be like, okay, you want to go out? Go back out. And that's when she was an inside-outside cat. But after she had her surgery, I was like, there's no way you're going out. You have to recover. And you have to grow your fur back. And it took her months to completely grow her fur back. So that's what happened. She just gradually stopped trying to go outside at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was really like breaking a bad habit. That's what I would really equate it to. So it was really just like breaking that habit for her. What I would do instead was maybe give her a little snack, because when cats want to go outside at that hour, they want to go hunting. That's like hunting time for the cats. That's when all like the little critters are out and about, and you know, they could catch some mice. So I would just give her a little snack and maybe play with her with like a wand toy, like a little hunting toy for a while, and then she'd go back to bed and everything would be fine. And that is how Stella came to love being a happy house cat. And Boo says, that's a really nice story, but he would have liked to come in with the other cats at the same time. But Boo, I have to remind you that you were not around as much. You could have came in then, but you weren't around. Were you around all the time? No, you were out wandering in the woods, Boo. That's what you used to love to do. You used to love to go hunting in the woods, right, Boo? Right. Boo says he was a ladies' man. He had a bunch of girlfriends outside. Don't let Stella hear that. It's 2:45 p.m. I just got home and I wanted to show you what's going on the bed. I couldn't believe my eyes, but Simba just jumped off. So there were 3 cats on the bed. There was Stella here, and Simba was here all spread out. And look who's here, it's Boo. Boo's laying on the bed with Simba and Stella. Hey, Boo. How you doing, Boo? And there's Splash. Splash is on top of the cat tower. He's happy in the sun. And the other 3 were on the bed. All 4 of them are hanging out in the bedroom with Boo in the bed with Stella and Simba. It is around 8:45 p.m. and I just got home a few minutes ago, and the cats are having their dinner. They're having a can of the Wholehearted cat food, and this is tuna with shrimp. And once a week I like to feed them some kind of fish in a can. Sometimes they get that twice a week. And so that's what they're getting for dinner today. They all love it. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.